in the show. Well, we are enjoying some tea, but sadly the Seacoast is experiencing a little bit of a drought. Now, we might finally be getting some rain this weekend, but a few days won't make up for what's been a very dry season. Luckily, we caught up with one of our plant experts for tips to help our lawns survive. Let's take a look.
The Seacoast has been experiencing a particularly dry season. It's evident when you pass all those dead bushes and dry lawns. Now, how can we protect our plants during these hot summer months, our summer gardens and our landscapes from all this heat? Well, luckily, one of our plant experts, Alex Barth, is here from Tropics with some tips to keep our plants healthy. Boy, that's going to be a challenge, Alex. What can we do about all those dead bushes and dead flowers?
Well, we've experienced a drought the last few months, and of course now it started raining a little bit, but you know, a couple things to remember. Make sure your irrigation is working correctly, and if you hear on the news, I always use triggers like the news or the newspaper, social media. When I hear about droughts and things like that, I'll check my irrigation system, and supplemental watering is key. When it's not raining for 2 or 3 weeks, you've got to water some things in the yard.
Oh, okay.
If you're allowed.
If you're allowed.
Because there's been some restrictions, which is really hard on the plants.
There has.
And I understand those restrictions and those issues, but there are people like me, regardless if it's rainy or not rainy, I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. So what can I do to make it better?
Well, one of the things is you probably need to hire an expert. So
Right, you need drought tolerant.
I need to give up.
Some things thrive on neglect, though, right?
they do,
I'm banking
most
on
definitely.
Well, there's a limit. You can look at my yard. He
Right.
fixes it beautiful, and then 2 or 3 months later, it's just all grown up or dead. So fertilizer, should I be fertilizing or?
Most definitely. Right now is the time to fertilize. June 30th, they implement a ban. The reason being, and it goes from June 30th to September 1st, the reason being is there's a lot of pollution in our waterways, a lot of excess nutrients from fertilizers make it into waterways, and it makes the water quality go down.
So get it in now.
So get it in now. You have about another month to get the fertilizer down, get your plants and lawns fertilized, and then it's not allowed to be used.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
So you got to do it before it's
Is
banned.
that because
Yes.
it's the rainy season?
Because the rainy season, yeah, accelerates all those nutrients fed on plants and lawns into
All the
waterways.
runoff.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you brought some plants with you. Now, tell us what you brought.
Yeah, most definitely. The first thing with the pink flower, the first thing we see there is the bromeliads, and bromeliads are great. Now, a lot of people think you can't water those too much, but you actually can. Bromeliads are actually very drought tolerant. They store water in those pockets in the center of the plants, and they're just fantastic for your landscape.
Shade or sun?
Okay, the variety there is actually can go in full sun to partial shade.
Oh.
Bromeliads
And it'll take it, okay.
Yep, most definitely.
All right, that's good to know. And will it bloom?
Yes, it will bloom.
Okay.
It usually takes 1 to 2 years.
All right, so be
Plants to bloom.
patient.
So don't
Be patient.
Be patient.
Yep.
I'm
don't
learning
think it's
that.
dead, Bobette.
I just learned that
Right.
that's what a pineapple is, a bromeliad.
It is,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It's a
But this
bromeliad
kind
you
won't
can
give
eat.
you a pineapple.
No, but it's
Unfortunately.
1 to 2 years for a pineapple, right?
Right,
Same as
it
for
is.
the
Same
blow.
concept.
Same as a bromeliad.
A lot of patience.
So, what else do we have down here?
Okay, the next thing we have is dwarf oleander. Now, this is your dwarf version of oleander. It's not the ones you see that are just 10 feet tall. It's a beautiful variety. Gives you that flower off and on almost through the whole year, and it's drought tolerant. That's one of the great features about it. Once it's established, it just really thrives in the landscape.
Shade or sun?
Okay.
Partial shade to full sun. Now,
Okay.
more sun means more blooms with
Who
the
knew
oleander.
this was a question you asked before you buy plants?
Most of us knew that, but it's
And if we
very
did it, the little plastic card is in there.
Right,
read
exactly.
cards.
Who
Yep.
knew? Who knew?
And the tree, you brought a tree behind Stephanie.
We have the
Not that
Carib-
we're ready for the tree
more.
yet. One more plant first.
Yeah, we have the Caribbean agave. That's another great variety. It's actually an agave, and so I'll give you this. Tequila actually comes from an agave, similar to this,
Really?
since we're on the subject.
Tequila
Maybe
comes
I
from a
should plant this and I can
Yeah.
have a whole nother spirit.
Exactly.
Side business.
We
But-
might know that the best tequila is 100% agave, so this is a very
Exactly.
valuable
Really?
plant.
Right,
I
exactly.
didn't know that.
Yep, and those are drought tolerant as well. They'll just thrive in the landscape with no water, little to no water.
Little to no, full sun?
Yes, full sun.
Okay, but fertilizer for everything.
Fertilizer for everything. You got it.
All right, a lot of rules, but I'm going to write them
I
down
know.
for you.
I need more than just.
All right, and
writing
something's
down.
growing
A
behind
tree.
me.
Yeah, you have some growth behind you there.
And I hear it's a present for
So
Bobette.
we had Bobette's birthday. Happy belated birthday. And we're
Thank
going to
you.
give the Barbados cherry another shot.
All right, I have to break in
story.
and tell the story.
Okay.
Yep.
Alex
we
brought
have
us
before
2
and after.
Barbados cherries, and Bobette planted one and I planted one. Bobette died immediately because she doesn't know about food and water.
Unfortunately not.
Mine is absolutely ginormous, but I'm still waiting for the blooms. But Alex, you tell me it takes a couple years.
Most definitely. Fall is the big time to fruit. So this rain in the summer is going to make you have a lot of
I shall be granted patience.
Yep, there you go.
You can learn all this, Bobette. You can go to
Thank
their
you,
website,
people. I love
Tropics,
this.
and ask in person, or to their website, or on Facebook.
Please don't hurt the tree, Bobette.
I've already
know, don't
killed 2
kill it.
plants. I killed 2 plants on my
hurt it.
table.
Thank you so much. We
You're
learned so much
welcome.
from you,
Thank
Alex.
you, guys.
Troy's Tropics is where to check it out.
All right, great tips from Alex, and what a nice, thoughtful gift for Bobette.
That was thoughtful.
We want to know the first tree. What happened to the original Barbados cherry tree?
I died.
Oh.
I died.
Well, it was
Very quickly too.
She said it looked like the
It
Charlie
looks like
Brown.
It looked like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree at the end. It was so flushed with leaves, and it even had cherries on it when I took it home. And then after a week, it had no leaves, and it was just limbs.
Did you
And then they
plant
told me.
it?
Well, now she has the
I
new
didn't
one,
know that
though.
that's what I was supposed to do.
We're excited about the new one. That was very nice. Although the new one, we realized didn't make it home right away. This was a picture that we found in the station. This is where Bobette had stored her new tree in her
Next
desk.
to me. We have a forest.
It's actually, it was very relaxing to work in, have a little green in the office.
And then I sat behind the tree. It was working.
To watch Bobette typing around the trunk was one of our favorite things. It did actually make it home, so we will
It did.
check in on the tree.
So wish me luck.
Yes. Well, next coming up, Father's Day is around the corner. We know that dads are hard to buy for, so we have some great gift ideas from Cutting Loose. We'll be right back.